Good afternoon. It is Labor Day. We are about to go on a sunset, not a sunset. We're about to go on a snorkeling catamaran cruise thingy. It just takes us like around the island. I think it takes us to a shipwreck also.
That shipwreck that we passed?
Nah, that's too small. But it takes us around the island and we get to like jump in and go snorkeling and whatnot. I'm pretty excited for this. We'll see if it tops the four-wheeler excursion, but I doubt it. It probably won't, but you never know. It could be a lot of fun. And this tour was only like, I think 60 bucks a person, and it comes with like snacks, and it has an open bar, so that's good. But yeah, that's what we are about to go do. So the company we booked our snorkel cruise with was called Aruba Water Sports Center, and like I mentioned earlier, it was only $60 per person, which in my opinion was a very great price considering there's an open bar and snacks on board. They also had the most reviews and were cheaper than some of the other snorkel tours. So after we checked in and signed our waivers, they brought us onto this dock and loaded us up into the smaller boat, which transported us out to the catamaran, which was only about a few hundred yards offshore. Here we are arriving to the catamaran, and Mackenzie had the honor of handing off the anchor rope. Once everybody was on board, they gave us a brief rundown of the catamaran and went over some basic rules and details about our trip for the day, and then the sails went up and we were on our way. My favorite part of the catamaran was this netting that stretched over the water and you could lay down on it and allowed you to see to the bottom of the ocean. This is the bar, I guess you would say. Nothing crazy, but it was all you can drink, and I definitely took advantage of that, of course. They had a fruit cocktail drink and a vodka and soda. Our first snorkel location was the Antilla Shipwreck, which was sunk by its own crew members in 1940 during World War II, and I believe this is one of the largest shipwrecks in all of the Caribbean. We then geared up and hopped into the water, and surprisingly, it was only about 65 foot deep in this location, which allowed us to clearly see the shipwreck and the ocean floor. I think it's pretty cool that over 80 years ago, this was a floating vessel with crew members aboard sailing through the seas, and now it's just a sunken artifact at the bottom of the ocean, frozen in time. I personally found it a little difficult to swim freely with a life vest on, so I ended up taking mine off towards the end, and I also saw a few people swimming down to the shipwreck, but I unfortunately wasn't able to because the pressure in my ears was just too much. After snorkeling at our first location for about 30 to 40 minutes, we got back on the boat and got some more drinks, of course. This was very refreshing after being in the water for that long. And then we were on the way to our second location. And then they brought out some snacks for us, which was pineapple and tuna melt, which definitely hit the spot. Here we are at our second location, Catalina Bay, and just look at how clear that water is. This was without a doubt one of the core memories of my whole trip to Aruba. The water was probably the clearest I've ever seen in my life, and it really just reminded me, this is what life is all about. Experiences like this. I love this area so much because it was very shallow, maybe 15 foot deep, and there was lots of sea turtles in this area, which was so cool to be able to swim around them. And the water here was just so refreshing and relaxing. We were just having such a great time. Honestly, the best 60 bucks I've ever spent. And the sea turtles were just the cherry on top. If you're planning a trip to Aruba in the future, I would highly recommend this excursion. There was immaculate vibes, it was very reasonably priced, the guys operating the catamaran were awesome, and the food and drinks were great. 10 out of 10 in my books. I've also went ahead and put the link to this exact tour down below in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you give it a like and subscribe for more content like this. And if you have any questions at all, please feel free to ask me anything in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.